This is the Tigers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Detroit Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey, how about a little Friday night series opening victory for the Detroit Tigers? You gotta love it. Welcome into a live Locked On Tigers Postcast. I am your host, Jake Riepma. You can follow me on Twitter at Jake_Riepma. 11-5, cruising to victory. Reds even got 3 in the top half of the 9th inning. So this was, in fact, a nice little blowout win. You got to love that. And on today's postcast, we'll discuss how good the Tigers are at getting that series opening win. That's now 5 in a row, 11 of their last 12. How about that? The offense responds with some long ball. It was a home run parade at times. And how about Gleybor Torres just starting the game with a home run? You got to love that. I'll have our biggest talking point, our turning point, and of course, our player of the game. It's all next on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. And as always, this is your reminder to get in the comment box. Let us know what your thoughts are on this one. You got to love when the Tigers are in action, rocking the Motor City Connects, and of course, coming out with a series dub. So come along, come one, come all, and let's have some fun on a Friday evening edition of a live Locked On Tigers postcast. Your team each and every day, free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and of course on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe, and go ahead and check out Locked On Tigers with Scott Bentley, the daily deep dive into everything going on with the Detroit Tigers, and of course the post-game live reaction show with yours truly, Jake Riepma. So get your comments in, and let's just start where we always do. You know the drill, but hey, Friday night, the City Connects are out. You've got an interleague series against the Cincinnati Reds. You've got pause on Twitter with the sign that says Skyline Chili is mid. I mean, you talk about hitting the Reds where it hurts. That's great stuff there. But we begin where we always do, our biggest talking point.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Tigers team ability to jump on the opposition and score early and often. They're so good when they do that. In fact, 32-6 when they score first, just insane, and make it 33-6 after today. I saw that stat and I just thought, this is a team that when they have the ability to jump out on top and in front early, they're just so tough to beat. They get on you, they stay on you, and there's a lot of reasons you could point to. Why is this Tigers team the best team in baseball? Why do they have the best record in baseball? Why are they so good at home? And scoring early and often is certainly at the top of the list of things that they do well. Now, you got an opener going for the Detroit Tigers in today's game with Herder taking the first 2 outs and Keider Montero coming in. And listen, what do we always say about Keider Montero? By the way, he gets his 3rd win of the season. He goes 5 innings, gives up the 2 earned runs. He struck out 4, got out of that hairy 4th inning. Give your team a chance to win, and hopefully the quality of this constructed roster can take over. And that's what we've seen as of late when Keider Montero is on the mound. Today, no exception. You talk about Gleybor Torres, not just a leadoff home run, but the first pitch that he sees, the first pitch of the bottom of the first, a Gleybor Torres bomb. I mean, you talk about a no doubt about her off the bat. I mean, what were they talking about on the broadcast? Probably 15, 20 rows up past the bullpen. That's the definition of a no doubt about her. And that's great stuff there. No doubt about it. Now, Riley Greene. How have I gone this long without talking about Riley Greene? I mean, my goodness, he was fantastic again tonight. He gets the home run as well as the base clearing double. So in the 4th inning, he hits his 7th home run. And the way Riley, and really just not even just Riley Greene, let's talk about Javier Baez. He gets a home run in the 4th, a solo shot, and then the RBI double in the 8th inning there. Every single thing that the offense showed tonight was music to my ears. It was such a positive sight. Jake Rogers getting in on the action. I mean, we had documented his offensive struggles at great length over the course of his return from the IL, and to see him break out a little bit tonight was really, really great to see. And again, it's when you have a really good ball team, you have a team that plays fundamentally sound on both sides of the ball. You have a team that gives you a chance to win on the pitching side of things. It just makes for captivating coverage of the best team in all of baseball. And you can't get enough of it. That's why joining right now, Locked On Tigers Postcast, and joining Locked On Tigers, subscribing to Locked On Tigers is in your best interest. I'll just say that, because this is a fun baseball team. There's no doubt about it. All right, let's get into some of your comments, because that's what makes this a fun post-game show. It's collaborative. We've got everybody's comments. Sound off. Let me know what you're thinking. The dude leading us off, he says, clearly Carpenter still has a lingering hamstring issue. He rounded third looking like an old person walking in the mall. Alas, we do need to get to that, because I watched the replay a couple of times and I thought the same thing. The dude, I thought, wow, that is a guy that is certainly nursing a more serious hamstring injury. And Cora sending him in that situation, if he had known, or maybe he did know, the state of Kerry Carpenter's hamstring, inexcusable. You can't put Kerry Carpenter in that position. And again, I watched it in real time and I thought, oh boy. And then I watched the replay and it just gets worse and worse every time you watch it, because that is the definition of a tough scene. So I don't know what it means as far as how AJ Hinch and company will choose to manage Kerry Carpenter. It almost starts to that conversation that you have in the NBA of, load management, that sort of thing, because Kerry Carpenter is too valuable to put in the line of risk as far as injuries goes, but he's so valuable that you want him in the lineup. So are we going to see him as a designated hitter? And I mean, in this case, it was a base running incident though. So even as a designated hitter, that's something he would be subjected to throughout the course of a normal day-to-day game. And so I do worry about what the state of Kerry Carpenter is, because obviously anybody with two eyes could see that him rounding third and heading home was not at full speed. All right, Gary Myers is up next with a little Gleybor boom boom. Absolutely. And it's so funny. I don't know if you saw the clip on Twitter of the Cincinnati Reds broadcast talking about Gleybor Torres, saying he really lacks a lot. He lacks power this season. And then boom, right on cue, the announcers jinx, and Gleybor Torres goes yard to begin. And for Gleybor Torres, that was the one part of his game that we hadn't really seen since he had become a member of the Detroit Tigers, because, I mean, I guess it is his 7th home run of the season, the same number as Javier Baez. But for Gleybor Torres, he's done so many other things so well that you kind of forget that, oh yeah, he does have some pop in his bat and he can provide that for this Detroit Tigers team. All right. Gareth Riding says an amazing game by the Tigers all around. Absolutely. Gary Myers says, nice beard going, brother. You marrying an Amish girl? No, I am not. Is the beard a little bit long here on a live Locked On Tigers postcast? Yeah, we got if you're on the YouTube cast, maybe let me know. Do I need to trim the beard? Maybe it's just the really good lighting that I've got in this makeshift studio today. All right, Demetrius McNeil says, on a day Bryce Perkins named the UFL MVP. I did see that. Shout out Michigan Panthers. Bryce Perkins, UFL MVP. Tigers score 11 runs to win game 1. Jake, are you a Bryce Perkins if the Michigan Panther win the UFL championship tomorrow? Yeah, I don't know what the question is, but if the Michigan Panthers win the UFL championship tomorrow, we'll have some special shout outs for them on the postcast. You got the 2 Gleybor bombs today. Great stuff. Stuart checking in. I need us to have the best record this year so bad. This year still feels like the end of 24. It does feel like they've kept the momentum going from such an exciting season or end to the season last year, and just rode that into 2025 for sure. All right, Mike Doyle is up next. Let's go get a Zach Gallen. And what's interesting about tonight, as far as the end of the game there, where you did see the Tigers bullpen really struggle, where Brebbia gives up 3 earned runs. I think he had the first 4 reach until eventually the Tigers went to Matt Gage in the bullpen. And I would have liked to see AJ Hinch go to Matt Gage right away. I think with Brebbia, you're going to see him sent down with how much he's struggled. And it just goes back to that same conversation we've had over and over on the Locked On Tigers postcast, is the depth of this bullpen needs to improve. There's just no way around that. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick timeout. We'll keep the lights on a live Locked On Tigers postcast, and then we'll come back with our player of the game, our turning point, and tie a bow on this one, and look forward to tomorrow on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. This episode of the live Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by our friends at Trade Coffee. That's right. Listen up and listen good. You know how important the morning is. Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual. It's a lifeline. It's the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. And if it's that essential, you can't settle for anything less than amazing. And that's where Trade Coffee comes in. Trade Coffee is the #1 coffee destination in the United States, delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist like myself, then you've got a roast you'll love. Listen, the Trade Coffee system, here's how it works. You take a quiz. It only takes a minute, and you know exactly what you need. The first bag they sent me was spot on. I love their prices, and they're comparable to grocery store brands, but the flavor is on a whole different level, and it is a game changer, my friends. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. That's drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb, trade.com/lockedonmlb for 50% off your 1-month trial. Drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. Today's episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is also brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. America's #1 sportsbook is FanDuel. And listen, the NBA Finals are in full swing, and every night, just like right now, it's going on right now. Highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, can't miss moments. And whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never ever been a better time to get in on the action. And guess what? FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player prop, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. Now, if you're new to FanDuel, guess what? It's the perfect time to sign up. Head over to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Tigers all over the Cincinnati Reds, cruising to the victory, 11-5, best record in baseball, 46-25. Time now for our turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Couple of moments you could pinpoint early on and say, yeah, this is where the game really turned in favor of the Detroit Tigers. I mean, I, for one, feel like the Gleybor Torres home run in the home half of the first helped turn this game around. But you did have the Cincinnati Reds strike back with the homer in the third. And then Riley Greene's home run in the bottom of the third right away put the Tigers back on top 2-1, and they never looked back. You had the Javier Baez home run in the fourth, and just the ability to display the long ball early and often in this one is where the Tigers turned this game in their favor. Now, Elly De La Cruz had a big night. You got to give him a lot of credit. He had the home run in the fifth to make it 3-2, but that sixth inning where the Tigers broke out and really turned this game around with 4 runs in the home half of the sixth is where this game officially turned in favor of the Tigers. They load the bases up with nobody out. Gleybor Torres hits the sacrifice fly, and then Riley Greene doubles home Jones, McKinstry, and Rogers, the bases clearing double. So Riley Greene's double in the 6th inning where this game turns. How about our player of the game?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Player of the game, also, I wouldn't say easy. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I do think, Riley Greene deserves a lot of credit, as does Gleybor Torres. I mean, Gleybor Torres with the 3 RBI, Riley Greene with 4 RBI. So 7 of the team's 11 RBI. You got to give them a lot of credit there. But Javier Baez getting a home run as well. Gleybor Torres with 2 home runs. You got to love that. And then, of course, with Riley Greene's 14th home run of the season and the bases clearing double with the 4 RBI. So, hey, I put Gleybor Torres on the thumbnail, but I might have to give Riley Greene the player of the game honors. But both of them fantastic. The offense fantastic. This team is fantastic, and that's what I love to see. Okay, couple other comments to get into. Fishing with Shredder says, I think Brebbia is gone this time tomorrow. I would agree. It is time to send him down. It's nothing against him. It's just the way it's the way the system works. And it's not personal. Just, he hasn't been a big league pitcher. He hasn't shown his ability to get guys out as a bullpen guy. And unfortunately, the consequences or the result of that is to get your ass sent down. There you go. Braylon Dennis, shout out to Jahmai Jones. Yeah, that little grounder down the third baseline was awesome. And I love that he just owned it too, just with getting the crowd into it. That was great stuff. So, all right. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And here's from Gray Matter. They should give Matt Manning another look. Brebbia showed major regression last season, 5.86 ERA, waste of $4 million. Yeah, he has been disappointed. I was always Matt Manning's biggest fan, but unfortunately, I think that ship has sailed. I was there covering the game for the ticket when he started the game in the rain. Really neat to see. I think we're having a little bit of a Wi-Fi signal issue, which might be a cue to go ahead and wrap this one up. So the Tigers beat the Cincinnati Reds, which is always great. It's always great to win a series opener. And like I said, the 5th consecutive series opener that the Tigers have won. And on top of that, they've won series openers in 11 of their last 12. Tomorrow, it'll be Jack Flaherty on the bump. You got a 1:10 Eastern start for tomorrow. Jack Flaherty on the bump. Looking forward to that. And as always, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Tomorrow, likely no Locked On Tigers postcast, but back with you on Sunday. So appreciate everybody tuning in. It's always a pleasure. We'll talk to you next time on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and tell a friend about our postgame show. It's a blast. It's where you want to be postgame. And thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on a live Locked On Tigers postcast.